Name's Roy. Hi, I'm 25, and I almost left my marriage recently for petty and selfish reasons. Not proud of it, but I think a lot of people can relate, so I'll go ahead and tell you all about it. When we got married, Emma was all I wanted. But 3 years and 2 kids later, I wasn't so sure anymore. See, part of the trouble was my job. I'm a traveling salesman, and my job has me all over the place. I didn't think it was going to be a problem because I was usually home weekends. But the truth was, it was starting to take a toll on my marriage. I was almost never home, and when I was, Emma was always cranky, and nothing was ever good enough. The minute I'd get in, she'd put the crumb crunchers in my arms and write me a honey-do list about 1,000 miles long. The truth was, I was starting to fantasize about a divorce. It didn't help that I was spending a lot of time with my assistant, Lucille. There was something about her I couldn't quite put my finger on. She was bubbly and always up for a joke. She never took things too seriously, and the more I spent time with her, the more I missed her when she wasn't around. If I didn't know better, I would think I was falling in love. I needed somebody to talk to, so I called my older sister Sheila, who was like the smartest person I know. She was a university professor in biology, actually, and she balanced her success with a really wonderful family. Sometimes I wish that my marriage could have been more like hers. She and my brother-in-law Phil just seemed connected. So I started telling her about my problems with Emma, and she told me that I should focus on the positive things and make sure to talk to her. But Emma was so impossible to talk to. Everything was a fight. But Lucille, on the other hand, was so easy to talk to. I decided to tell Sheila about Lucille and how I felt so connected to her, but she didn't seem to approve. I thought she would have my back and tell me that I should be happy, but she just said being connected takes an effort. Sheila started asking me a bunch of questions about Lucille and why I felt I was so in love with her. I told her it was just something I felt. But then she asked me what I would do if I actually divorced Emma. I said I would take Lucille on a trip to start our new lives, and she asked me if I would buy her gifts. Of course, I told her. And would I buy her flowers? And what about treating her to a day spa? Is she worth the nicest gowns and the fanciest wines? Absolutely, I told her. And then Sheila asked me to add it all up. How much money was I willing to spend on this new love? It was a big number, and Sheila gave me an ultimatum. If I wanted her support to divorce Emma, I had to spend that exact amount on Emma first. And then, if I still felt the same, she'd get my back. I agreed, and that night, I told Emma to pack for a trip. I think I saw a bigger smile on her face than I had in years. We booked a trip to Hawaii and had a wonderful time. We found ourselves laughing like we did when we were younger. I still had a couple of thousand to spend on Emma before the end of the bargain had been completed. So there were surprise dinners for the family, and flowers for no reason, and even a shopping spree. Emma was overjoyed, but she told me that it wasn't the money. She said it was all the time I was spending with her and the family. In fact, one night at dinner, Emma shared a secret with me. She told me that she had been planning to leave me for a while now, that she felt neglected and lonely. But my behavior lately made her change her mind. I was suddenly terrified of losing Emma. I admitted everything to her about how I was getting close to giving up too, and how sorry I was that I ever considered it. And then I put my finger on what I liked about Lucille. I realized she reminded me of Emma, and how she used to be so easy to laugh with. See, if we blame the people around us, we're likely to alienate the very people that can help us. Boy, Sheila was right. Connection does take effort. Relationships are like mirrors. What you show, you're gonna see back. It seems backwards, but it was more comfortable for me to walk away from my problems than to work on them. There's this saying, keep your eye on the donut and not the hole. I used to think it didn't mean much, but I think I'm starting to get it. Sometimes we get so caught up with what isn't working or what we don't have, we forget about the things we do have. I had somebody who stood by my side and gave me a family, but I was taking her for granted. Not anymore. Have you ever made a mistake like mine? Tell me all about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden wisdom stories. Remember, when you share our stories, you're sharing wisdom.